with the PIHA Pro Finals. We got a couple of big games tonight. This is going to be a lot of fun. My name is Bill Mulhern. I'm sitting here with some great analysts. Right next to me here we have C.J. Yoder, legendary PIHA player, and next to him Jimmy Vivona. Jimmy Vivona, once an all-time MVP in the league. We've got Jason Ingram sitting here, Coach of the Year. We got to get right into this. We don't have too much time. Let's look at some highlights first from the last couple of games we saw. We saw some games in the final series in the minor and the semi-pro. We're going to start with the semi-pro, Yotes versus Sniper. Jason?
Yep. Hey, Bill, first half, not a lot of great goaltending, good defensive battle. And then Aiden Schwetz, what a finals he's had, you guys. Gets the Yotes on the board first. And then, like I said, just some great tending on both ends of the rink. And Zach Hoffman as well for the Yotes tacked on 2 more in the second period to give the Yotes the 3-0 win. Convincing win for their game 1. But we'll see, coming into the second game, how the Snipers respond. But so far, it looks to be a good series.
Yeah, that's a best-of-3 series, and the Yotes up 1-0 in the semi-pro division. In the minor division, we had the Legends against the Mustache. Legends 5-3. We've got some highlights there. Jimmy, maybe you can talk about those a little bit?
Yeah, the Legends came out playing a very structured game. They executed their passes, and the Mustache team just got caught watching too much. And they fell behind very quickly, and they weren't able to come back. But the Mustache team did have a good push late in the game, so we're going to see if it carries over into Game 2.
Yeah, no question. They were really good at the end. But skating-wise, I think the Legends were just superior. We've got some highlights from last night. The Pro Series is the Kaos versus the Snipers. 5-game series, 2 games last night. Let's look at some highlights from last night on their 2 games. CJ, you want to talk about this a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. I think there was a 6-5, like Game 1, obviously, in my opinion. That's really what the Kaos want to win, right? They want to win a game 6-5, 5-4, whatever it may be, right? So as a Sting, they're like, okay, well, we're not looking for that. I want to slow the game down a little bit, play our type of game, and I think the Kaos took it to them there in Game 1. You can see, there were numerous goals. Obviously, 11 goals, scored a couple of them they'd like to have back, but some of the goaltenders would like that back. But that's the type of game that the Kaos want to play. I think they want to go up and down the rink a little bit.
I thought that was one of the fastest games I've seen all year.
Oh, so
really
entertaining.
Did. Yeah.
And I think the Sting also realized now that they have to stay out of the box.
Yeah,
so
right.
Has 3 for 3 on the power play. And they're dangerous enough at equal strength. You don't want to give them any power plays if you can help it.
100%. You take that, and they just took one off the board right there. We were just saying, you don't want to give them any momentum, right? Because the guys can play, right? And on both sides. But I think the Sting want to slow the game down a little bit and win a game 3-2, 2-1, which is exactly what happened in Game 2. Right? What did it end up, 3-2?
Yeah.
Right. And and Sting come out on top and even the series, and we're looking forward obviously tonight, and I think that's what the Sting want to do. Let's keep it low. We gave up 4 or 5 goals, we might be in trouble.
Yes.
We keep them within 1 or 2. Yep. Jay, what do you think? They're in a game.
No, I mean, absolutely. Second game, tied 1-1. I felt like the Sting were happy with that first period in the second game, and then, they kept it close. They came out and got a couple goals in the second period of the second game and closed it out. So I'll be interested to see how they start Game 3, both teams, even series, but it'll be a good matchup tonight for sure.
Real quickly, not much time left. Players to watch. Let's go down the list. Jay?
I love Kyle Novak. He's been a key a piece, a second support guy, burying the puck, and then you just look for him for the Kaos. Absolutely.
Jimmy, player to watch.
Well, for me on the Sting, I love Max Harrelson.
Sure.
The way he skates, he's so fluid. Couple of goals last night, and I look for a lot more from him tonight. On the other side, Tyler Kraft he's the engine that runs things, and he's a great player.
Okay, well, they've just dropped the puck. Let's get it upstairs. Take it away. your rink.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
What happened there? A little bit of a. It looks like Billy, we're back here.
Yeah, I think we've got a little bit of a problem with the audio upstairs, and so we're going to talk you through it while we're trying to fix that audio here. We started the game here with the Kaos and the Snipers, and we had a quick break. It looks like there was something on the floor that they had to clean up. So we're really only about 20 seconds into the game here, and nothing has happened yet. We're going to get a face-off pretty quick here.
I got to tell you, Bill, I think with me running the facility here, I mean, Chris Bradford jumped right out there. He should go to Madison Square Garden right from here.
It looked like a puck deflected up and busted a light.
I think it broke the light. That's what happened.
If that's the case, that's going to take some time to clean
What
up.
are the odds of that?
It's happened before. It really has, but it couldn't have been glass because if that's glass, they've got a lot of cleaning to do.
We're dropping a puck here.
Yep.
Okay. Well, at any rate, what we talked about, it'd be really interesting to see how this game starts. We were talking about players, and I'll tell you the guy who I want to watch, and that's Baldias, because he's a guy who all these guys want to pull the puck back and slow it down. Baldias, that's not in his DNA.
No.
I mean, he just, every time he gets the puck, he wants to go forward. And if he can, there he is. And if he can get that established, he gets that game going up and down. He gets the flow going.
No, agreed. I agree 100%. He's the one that wants to go up and down the rink. That's why the Sting don't want that, right?
Right.
They don't want that. Sounds like we're ready to go.
Yeah, it looks like the audio's fixed. We're going to send it back upstairs. Thanks for hanging out with us. Take it over, Logan.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Roller Planet's live stream coverage of the PIHA Playoffs Pro Division Final Series between the Naples Labeda Kaos and the Suffolk Sting. We are just about a minute into the action here. Had to work through some technical audio issues, but we are back. Also had to deal with some delays on the floor. As you might have heard from the guys in the studio, had a puck actually go up into one of the light fixtures here at the Pepsi Roller Sports Arena. It was raining glass right near the net of the Kaos, but the crew here at the Pepsi Roller Sports Arena got it cleaned up, and play continues now with Charles Vaughn controlling behind his net. I'm Logan McCrary here with Joe Oria, my partner in crime, bringing you all the action here from the Pro Division Playoff Series. Here's Vaughn. That shot blocked up and out of play into the netting. And a little bit, despite the delay, still seems to be somewhat of a slower start than we saw. That might have something to do with the early break in the action, Joe.
Very well could be. Just a FYI of how we got here, as we'll first take a look at the shot, and good work by Parapesco to fight that off. And Parapesco, who started game one and actually lost game one, is back for the Sting. But yeah, these 2 one-goal games. The Kaos won the first one, Sting won the second, and it really has shortened this into a best-of-5 series. Of course, guaranteeing that we're going to play tomorrow. But so far, you're just seeing 2 evenly matched teams. Kaos with no Chavo, but they still got a lot of talent on that floor, and they're really hanging in there with the Sting. Sting played a lot more composed in game 2 compared to game 1, and I expect them to do more of that here in game 3.
Absolutely. Here's Max Halverson. He had a couple of good scores last night. Good defense by Nick Caffone. Keeps that out and picked up by Tyler Kraft. Bring it back the other way. Here's Charles Vaughn. 3-man over to Kraft. Kraft with the chance here. Goes 5-hole and shot and score. Tyler Kraft strikes first.
Tyler Kraft, the former Suffolk Sting player and champion with the Sting. Just look at the way he started the play, and he ended up getting that puck back and just put it through the 5-hole of Parapesco. Again, all that was, it was just a give and go. That's all it was with him and Scooter Vaughn. Simple plays can lead to goals like that, and it did there. 1-0 Kaos.
Tyler Kraft, absolutely deadly with the shot. He actually leads this Kaos team in points. Now, I believe it really comes, most of those from assists. A lot of those going to John Chavo, who's not here tonight, but Kraft second in scoring, I believe, for this Kaos team. And if you go back and look at that replay, great patience by Kraft. The Sting netminder trying to stay tall in the crease while cutting off the distance between him and the post. It created a little bit of space, a little bit of a left leg lift, and that was where Tyler Kraft's shot, that one going low. Kraft not able to get enough on it to make a real any type of real shot attempt on it, but he'll register a shot on net. The Sting pick it back up. That's Teddy Matos with it. And as you said, Joe, things really could not have been more even. I mean, someone's got to win the games, but they were close all over the floor in appearance, in score, in shots, attitude. About as evenly matched of a tilt as you could hope for. And I've said it a few times, I'll take 7 games of that all weekend long.
Also 2 police in net for the Chaos, and I think both coaches they're really playing the long game. They're expecting this to go 6 or 7 games. And if you have one goaltender playing all the games, could be in really good shape, but at this level, you're just going to end up getting burned out by around game 5 or 6. And for them, they really are. They're playing for the long series here.
DiMartino gets that to Tiefenworth. Knocked down, covered up by Puglisi.
So I would expect Patrico in game 4 and Brandy for the Sting in game 4, but that's still a little whiles away. But just want to bring that on your radars.
And just a little roadmap of what to expect tonight. We do have just these 2 pro games here in this live stream. At the conclusion of these 2 games, we will end our coverage for the night, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow morning for the continuation of both the minor and the semi-pro series. Chaos controlling. Kyle Novak. Number 9 in the green and black. Turnover. Tiefenworth. Good job by Puglisi. Able to frustrate him with the poke. Chaos come the other way. Here's Vaughn. Scooter Vaughn. Loses the puck. Body check from Pascali. Pascali being chased by Novak and Vaughn. Maintaining control. That's over to DiMartino. He shoots. That goes just wide past the stick of Puglisi.
Really uncharacteristic turnover by Novak in front of his net. Oh, here we go.
All alone. Schultz gets a little poke into the skates from Parapresco. Refs don't think that's a trip.
Got away with on there, I think.
Halverson's shot goes off the legs of Puglisi. Sent all the way back to the other end. Scoop up by Parapresco, and Halverson will collect.
One thing, too, it's happened in game 1, and it's been a theme in game 3. You got to get to Parapresco early. He will settle into the game, but he has been shaky to start this one.
Favolaro loses that to the stick of Charles Vaughn. Scooter Vaughn being pressured from behind. Turns around to try to get the pass off. Favolaro picks it up. Now over to Halverson. Halverson has that knocked away, but Pascali picks it up. Over to Koslow. Koslow fighting for possession, losing that to Kraft. Vaughn waiting for something to set up. He's out there with the speedster. Peyton Baldiaz challenged by Pascali. Pascali forcing the turnover there. Halverson sends him into the board. Baldiaz stick goes flying. Now a 3-on-1 opportunity finally broken up by the body of Tyler Kraft. What a physical play early in this game. Although 7 minutes have gone by, there's Cafone picking up the rebound from Vaughn.
Couple of turnovers from the Chaos, and I think the major adjustment that Sting head coach Jay Miro made was he's definitely having a stronger forecheck, I feel. He's really trying to pressure these guys and get them to turn over the puck. That's 3 turnovers in a span of about 3 or 4 minutes for the Chaos, and it's going to lead to more trouble if they keep it up that way.
Schultz making a move to get through a couple of Sting players. Sting wearing the white jerseys tonight. Skating right to left on your screen. There's KJ Tiefenworth. Tiefenworth had a goal late, I believe in game 1, when the Sting were down by 2. was able to bring it back within one. Sting could not make it happen a second time late in that game. They lost game 1 6-5. A lot of back and forth scoring in that one. So far, Kaos only ones on the score sheet so far in game 3. Now pass over to Halverson. He's got to reach back to get it. He keeps it. Gets past Schultz, goes through the legs. It's a move, but too many other sticks there. Halverson maintains possession. He's got 3 green shirts to get through, and now Baldiaz has a 2-on-1 with Tyler Kraft. You got to watch out here. Over to Kraft. The Sting did a good job getting a stick on that to break up the attempt because Kraft was coming. DiMartino. Quick pass into the skates of Pascali. Goes back for it. Kraft eases up on the pressure. Kaos make a quick change.
They almost got caught.
They
Yep,
did.
They did.
They did.
They got caught with too many men.
Yeah, it was going to be Kyle Novak. He's halfway into, he's really on the middle of the floor, I believe, before Nick Cafone even gets to the box. We're going to see what the call is. And the ref is indicating a call against the Kaos. Someone's got to sit.
Nick Cafone is arguing, but that was pretty egregious, I would say.
Lucas Bergel is the one who sits.
Their argument is that they didn't touch the puck, but the problem was that because that 5th guy was so far out, he actually could have impacted the play, and they couldn't get off in time. Got too far into the middle of the rink.
The game at this level is played at such a high speed. These guys are making their decisions and using their judgment on the floor based on where the bodies are, and if there's too many green ones, that's going to impact their decision making, whether or not that extra man touches the puck. There's a shot by DiMartino, and we are back tied at 1. PJ started scoring off for the Sting last night, early in game 1, as you saw in our recap down in the Roller Planet Studios. Shout out to the boys down there. Appreciate all the hard work they've been doing this weekend. And DiMartino had some space, got to pick his shot, and beats Puglisi.
What a shot that was, too, and they really made the Kaos pay for their lack of composure.
Kaos calling for a penalty on that one.
It's going to be important here as the series gets deeper. Game 1, Game 2, okay, that's one thing, but you're starting to get games 3, 4, and 5 and beyond. Composure is important, and experience is important. And right now the Sting are getting themselves back into this game with their experience, and PJ DiMartino being one of them here.
There's Billy Pascali trying to skate in on the stick side of Puglisi, and just can't get quite enough under it to do any real damage there. Puglisi keeps it out, and the face-off face-off won by the Sting. They chase it down. Lots of pressure from Novak out there. Novak had a couple of key goals last night as well. Natural hat trick. DiMartino holds it behind his own net.
One thing that I'm also noticing is that the physicality has definitely picked up in this game 3. You got to win your physical battles. And the refs are going to let them play, and that's exactly what you want to see in a Founders Cup final.
And that's saying something, because last night certainly did not lack physicality.
Oh.
Again, DiMartino deep in his defensive zone. Got a man on each wall, and one way down low being covered by Nick Cafone. Kaos wearing the black and green tonight. Martino. Great defense there by Cafone. Out there with Novak and Vaughn. Trying to get a loose puck here. Kraft's going to get it. DiMartino puts a stick on him. Kraft's going to circle back and go to Scooter Vaughn. Now, Kyle Novak hanging down low in front of the Sting net is going to circle back out, trying to give Vaughn some options here. comes Baldiaz. Goes off the leg of Pascali. Loose puck scooped up by Billy Pascali. Now over to Halverson. Shot low, backhand attempt. Great puck handle by DiMartino. Can't quite get enough under it to get it over the leg again. Couple of backhanded shots kept out by Puglisi.
Good work by Puglisi to stay with it here, and it's really PJ DiMartino making something out of nothing. He was tied in by Scooter Vaughn, and the only way he was able to get a shot on net was just to kind of use his body and throw himself to put a backhand shot on net. Good work from Puglisi to stick with it.
Halverson moves Schultz off the puck, left there by Pascali, goes right back to Schultz. Circles back, he's got Vaughn. And Mullally, the man hanging down low this time. He's back there with Anthony Kozlow. Kozlow looking out the corner of his eye, trying to make sure Mullally doesn't get too much space on him. Vaughn just hanging out till something opens up, as he is apt to do. Diaz gets past the skate of one, gets Halverson turned around. Halverson stays with him though. Chopping attempt by Schultz, missed on, and that is going to do it. Little extracurriculars there in front of the score box. No harm, no foul. No penalties called. We'll take a look at the pair of goals that we had from the first period. And this game, much like game two, really. Game one was a score fest. Tyler Kraft.
Perpesco felt like he wanted to have that one back.
Yeah.
He got to the right spot, but ended up just opening his 5-hole, and Tyler Kraft knows to just put that in. But here's that power play after the too many men penalty, and just a nice snipe by PJ DiMartino. Exactly where you want to put it. Puglisi has been steady, and again, just had to make a couple of really good saves. Again, it almost looked identical as far as where the backhand shots were coming from, but that's how we remain 1-1.
And as the kids and some of the fans play a little dodgeball out on the rink, we got 2 minutes left here in halftime in game one. And Joe, just talking about some keys to the game. Power plays are going to be important for both these squads, which may sound like a little bit of an obvious statement, but it's almost the team who's able to kill those power plays might be the one that comes out on top. Both these guys got deadly squads. I don't know which one I would rather face more if I got to be on the penalty kill. But if you take my meaning, if you're able to kill those without allowing any power play goals, that is a huge victory in and of itself.
It is. You have these units that are so deadly, and it's going to take my opinion, probably almost a Herculean effort at the end of the game to really stop these teams. I mean, who do you want to face? DiMartino? You want to face Tyler Kraft? You want to face Halverson? You want to face Schultz? Like, who do you start to read off the names of these rosters, and you don't, it's hard to see who has the advantage. It's all situational. It's all somebody making one play at the right moment. Because these teams are as evenly matched as
absolutely
any in the final.
It may not matter much right now in the moment, but I tell you one guy I'm glad I don't have to face tonight on the power play, and that is John Chavo.
Yep.
Shout out to him tonight, not with his squad. He's playing hockey somewhere, I guarantee it. Just not here at Pepsi Roller Sports Arena. That's a busy guy.
He is.
He's the leading scorer for this Chaos squad, but despite not having him, Chaos are absolutely holding their own.
Which is impressive. I was hearing comments or reading comments being like, oh, Chavo's not there, staying in 5. And they could. It is possible. But after the first 2 games and even after the first half of this third game, I had to say not so fast. I think this is still a 6 or 7 game series.
You know, the Sting are missing a big guy out there as well. I believe I'm bringing him up, and there I am flubbing his name. I think it's Musso.
Mula.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's a big guy, especially out there, a big defensive piece of this team, and they find themselves on the penalty kill. They're going to be missing him. So, just saying, both teams missing an important piece. Things remain even here going into period 2 of game 3. Valdez trying to find Mullally, too far out ahead. Being frustrated by DiMartino, sends it all the way back for Vaughn. It's Vaughn, Schultz, Valdez, and Mullally out there for the Chaos. And lackadaisical pass almost picked up by Brett Jackson with the pressure. Now Vaughn comes in. Vaughn takes a tumble. Don't see any calls. Getting a great look at the stripes there on our ringside camera.
Vaughn broke either a wheel or a chassis. Yikes.
He drops his stick trying to skate off. Yeah, I hope that's a skate issue and not an injury. He doesn't seem to be in any pain.
Doesn't seem like it, but I think I'd be more concerned. If it's a wheel, he can just flip that around. But if it's his chassis, he's going to have to get a different boot, because unless somebody's got some amazing super glue, even then, Scooter Vaughn's a big guy. That's not really going to hold up all that well.
Well, if I was talking to just any player out there about needing a new skate, this is the part where I would plug the Roller Planet Marketplace here in the Pepsi Roller Sports Arena. Tell you to go downstairs and pick yourself up a nice pair of those KV1s from Tour, but I don't know if they have Vaughn's size down there.
They have to.
I can't tell you exactly what size skate he needs. There's another look at that last one, the shot from Teddy Matos, but I imagine it's a pretty big skate.
Right. If he wears a size 5, I'd be shocked.
Agreed. Here's Halverson. Anthony Kozlow back there with him, pressured by Novak and Kraft. Tiefenworth takes off down the other side. He's got the speedster Peyton Valdez with him. Favalero circles back as well. Favalero had a nice score last night. Made the highlight reel. Got pushed off, and there's an errant pass. Valdez is going to have a chance here. Nobody there. Backhanded shot too high. Would like to see a little more of a rush from Valdez on that. I know he's got the speed and the skill. Valdez now goes low this time. The phone falls right into the crease. Parapresco has to reset. Shot saved. Waving the big glove by Parapesco. Speaking of highlight reels, you just made it, Big 4-3.
Yep. Nice work there by Parapesco. He had to come all the way across on Valdez, and he just snatched that out of the air and sits down on it. Again, just as I had mentioned, if you're going to get to Parapesco, you got to get to him early, because he knows how to earn his way back into the game and grow into the game, and that's an example of that. Nice save by him.
He's got good vision, for sure. One of the best. Healy tries to dish that out, but it ends up going behind. I think that was Pascali Martino. Frustrating Schultz on that. Sting having a little trouble clearing. Chaos will do it for them. And, you know, I've watched a lot of Tyler Kraft this season. I'm noticing something right now. And I don't want to speculate, but he just does not seem to be skating very hard at the moment. I don't know if he's just being conservative, perhaps cautious. Backhanded pass to Valdez, too soft, picked up by the Sting. Healy sending that back. Knows he's going to get chased down there by Novak.
I will say, Tyler Kraft always looks like he's skating. I hope it's not an injury.
I do too.
He always looks like he's skating so effortlessly.
Martino's shot goes off of the face mask of Puglisi. Rebound corralled by the Chaos. They come the other way. Vinny Cafone, normally a power play piece for the Chaos, getting in a shift. There's Pascali making a move, knocked off, goes down, no call. Good physical play by the big bodies of both Vaughn and Cafone on that. Here's Kraft. And it could be a long series. You know, Kraft could just be trying to play it safe a little bit in case he's got to play 7 games against a tough Suffolk squad.
Yeah.
And you take on the champs. You don't want to take too many risks, I don't think, unless you absolutely have to.
Sort of by Parapesco just to find that puck in
Schultz.
the skates.
Schultz reaching around, trying to feed that through the legs and then go 5-hole there. Not a bad attempt, really. Good job staying up on his skates until the very last minute as well. Chaos keep it. Schultz now from Vaughn. Back to Vaughn over the middle. Shot frustrated by Jackson. I heard a ring. I didn't see it go off a post. Jackson skates that just past Cafone. Cafone, maybe not one of the more notable players on this team, but definitely skilled, as you just saw right there. Very agile skater, and Parapesco looked like he was just out of position just a little bit. It seemed like his skates kind of slipped out from under him awkwardly. Thankfully for him, it does not go in.
He took a tumble there.
And we are getting confirmation here in the booth. Vaughn did, in fact, break his skate out there. He's rocking 2 different skates, and they are looking for a new set of skates for him right now in the building.
You know, it'd be clutch if one of those mustache guys gave him a pair and he wins the game and wins the series on those skates.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
I think I'm saving those skates.
Oh, yeah.
If that happens, Anthony Kozlow, pass up to him, deflects up into the banners hanging from the rafters. That means that play is blown dead, and we will get a face-off to the right of Puglisi. As you may have heard my comrade Joe Oria here explain last night how things work here in PIHA. They play on a 5-dot system. Joe, I know you like to talk about that for the viewers out there, but that deflection actually came from near mid-rink before it went off to Kozlow, but because of how things are done here, that's why the face-off happened where it did. Novak, good job controlling, putting pressure, getting over to the middle, and Vaughn just absolutely trucks Pascali, who stays on his skate. Pascali went total change of direction, running into the big body of Vaughn.
So, yeah, he's got a...
It's like a mission.
He's got a mission skate on one foot, on his left foot with the whip wheels from Labeda, and then he's got a Bauer skate with Millenniums, I believe that is, on the right.
Looks like he's got a smorgasbord.
Yeah, on the right
wheels.
foot there. Oh, my goodness.
Quite the assortment.
Yes. Actually, now that looks like a CCM skate. Either way.
That's got to feel weird.
And what's funny is it feels weird for a minute, and then you just get over it. You're just like, all right, these are the cards I've been dealt.
Peyton Baldiaz slamming into the boards. You might have heard that boom on our live stream. That was Baldiaz hitting the backboards. He sent it all the way back. It's scooped up by Scooter Vaughn. Now, we don't have an official injury report here up at Roller Planet, but we do have someone weighing in the chat. I can't speak to the reliability of the source, but got one commentator saying that Kraft has a pulled groin out there, and if that is the case, I'd believe it if you told it to me by the way he's skating. Just seems to be a little ginger. out there. There's Novak. Shout out to Jordan Fox for that note.
And if he's wrong, he's going in the doghouse. The Roller Planet doghouse.
Yeah.
No, he told me. He really told me.
Hey, the Sting did a great job finally wrestling that puck away from Novak. Novak was just getting through all kinds of white sweaters there and maintaining control. Not really able to get much of a scoring chance that he was looking for there. Less than 4 to go here in a tied game, game 3.
Just seeing both teams just waiting. Who's going to make the first mistake?
Yeah, and we see this a lot in these tight games. Very conservative play, and often that one odd man rush or errant pass, somebody misplays a puck, very, very quickly can result in an advantage on the scoreboard. DiMartino circles back. He's got Halverson and Pascali with him as well as Jackson. Halverson goes low, bounces off of Ball Diaz, and it's knocked all the way back. Nine minutes gone here in the second period. Time ticking away. Halverson can't corral. Pass from behind. Schultz has got it now. He's got Chaos players converging. Vaughn slips on that right foot. Nothing doing for the Chaos there. DiMartino handling. God, he is such a gritty player. Gets tied up with Schultz. And I don't know if DiMartino has a favorite NHL team out there. Willing to bet it's probably not the Boston Bruins, who used to have a guy named Brad Marchand that played for them. And don't take this the wrong way, PJ, but you remind me of him a lot.
It's like the grittiness minus the extracurriculars. I
Just
feel.
don't lick anybody, you know?
No. No biting, no licking.
There's Tiefenworth. And now Schultz giving a little
He-
shove back to DiMartino. And Martino,
He might if Schultz doesn't get off of him.
yep, Schultz,
Just following him around the rink.
he's in his ear. He's got his stick in his backside. He's trying to frustrate him. Now he's getting a tap from behind. Meanwhile, Halverson skates that up, takes a shot, deflected up into the netting.
You know, despite Tyler Kraft not playing at 100%, the way he moves so efficiently that he's always in the right spot in the rink. As we take a look at the skates, again, you see the mismatched skates there from Scooter Vaughn. Mission on one, and what did we agree on? CCM on the right skate.
It looks like a Bauer to me.
CCM.
I can't. Your eyes are better than mine, Joe.
Yeah,
I can't truly tell.
had them dilated
Yep,
on
there it is.
Friday.
Yep,
Look
you
at
nailed
that.
it. You don't even need the zoom.
No. Great
But
work
it's
by
all-
our camera people
Yeah, thanks,
there.
guys. And it did already impact the play. Schultz had to come off early, keeping his team shorthanded for just a second while he had to make his way slowly back to the bench. And then on a crash into the net, Vaughn slipped a little bit, possibly negating a scoring chance there. Minute 30 to go here in Game 3. Tied game. And this one, so far, the lowest scoring affair of the 3 games we've seen, but nonetheless, just as even. No teams really ceding any ground.
Reminds me of the Western Conference Final a lot between the Outcasts and the Chaos. 1-goal games, low-scoring games, just a lot of tension, and a lot of that cat and mouse. Again, as I mentioned earlier, who's going to make the first mistake? Because the first mistake, whoever capitalizes, will probably end up winning this game.
Pascali wins it off the face-off. DiMartino's got it now. He's out there with Halverson and Tiefenworth. Top line out for the Sting. Minute 15 to go. Here's Halverson. Pascali now back to Halverson with some space. Shot kept out by Puglisi. Great move. Kind of runs into the net a little bit. He's got to realign things. 2-on-1, 3-on-2 opportunity here. Here's Vaughn. Comes over the middle. Shot. Score! Scooter Vaughn. The skates didn't impact him that time.
Wow.
He comes down for the one-footed celebration.
Wow.
Look at Scooter Vaughn.
That just speaks to his resiliency as a player. Breaks a skate early in the game and ends up doing this. What a nice move through the middle, and he caught DiMartino flat-footed, and what a great shot to put it past the right side, the right leg pad of Parapesco, and the Sting are in big trouble now. They gotta come up with something because cat and mouse game didn't work. Now they gotta push.
That was a great job by the Chaos creating that opportunity. Good job by Vaughn catching DiMartino, turning around. DiMartino can't quite redirect, and that's just enough space. He also had KJ Tiefenworth chasing a green shirt into the slot, and that might have created enough space for a little bit of a screen. Just a slight hesitation by Parapesco to be off of his rhythm with Vaughn, and we're going to get the score fixed. It is a 2-1 hockey game. Getting thumbs up from our scoreboard operator. Appreciate you keeping up with us, Gavin.
And sometimes it's like these players are listening.
DiMartino in a tough battle along the far boards. Finally gets that over to Halverson. Halverson getting pressured from behind by Kraft. Kraft a little high there.
Empty net.
DiMartino. They did score in this exact scenario yesterday, back and forth. DiMartino out there with Halverson. Healy in the middle, shot up, deflected off the rafters, and 17 seconds to go. DiMartino looks to the sky, some frustration. Chaos 17 seconds away from getting a one-game advantage in this tight series. Won by the Sting. 10 to go. I bet you DiMartino's going to want that one back in a bad way. Here's Schultz. Empty net opportunity, skating down, shoots. DiMartino gets a stick on it, but time will expire in this one. And the Chaos once again come away with a victory in the first tilt of the night. The Chaos do a little celebration as the teams will come off the floor. And Joe, we're going to send it down to the Roller Planet studio for a recap of this one. Gentlemen, take it away.
Great game back here in the studio. Chaos 2 over the Sting, 2-1. That was a really fast-paced game. We talked about this a little before the game, guys. How did we think that game was going to turn out? Was it going to be slowed down or speeded up? And that was fast-paced and physical all the way through. I think we got a couple of highlights, do we, from this first game? Let's start there if we want to put some highlights on. And Jason, you are the highlight man. Maybe you can take us through them.
All right, let's do it, Bill. Yeah, definitely a lot of highlights early. The Chaos got off to a great start, and I mean, here we go. Coming in, Scooter coming down, a little 2-on-1, gets it over to Kraft, finishes 5-hole. I think that was just a good play, a great shot, and quick goal there. Got Chaos up on the board, but the Sting answer, they come back down here, and another good save right there for the Chaos. But yeah, I mean, the first half, Bill, there was a lot of back and forth, a little bit of a track meet going up and down the rink. But then I think in the second half things kind of slowed down a little bit.
Look at those babies.
Yeah,
you don't see that too often, right?
His Scooter Vaughn playing with two different skates. He blew a tire there, but here the Sting coming back. good setup, and DiMartino, I mean, you just can't let him in a position like that. He's going to bury it
You
9
can't
times
put
out
him
of
in a
10,
power
so-
play. We talked about
Right.
it. Like, what are we
Absolutely
doing? What are
right.
you doing? Right?
So
Can't take penalties.
That was, and I think it was a too many men. That's like something
Yeah.
you can control,
That's exactly right.
right?
excellent save. I'd probably the save of the game right there for Parapesco. You know, good look there for the Chaos, and he comes up with a huge save. And then here's Scooter coming down, makes a nice move, gets into the slot. A couple guys lose him, and good finish there. Ices the game for the Chaos. So a great game. We were interested to see how both teams would respond. I think it was a very even game, but the Chaos had some good looks and were able to finish that last one off.
Well, I mean, we talk about Scooter a little bit. I mean, he blew that tire, and he wasn't off for very long. He played, I'll bet you he played 60, 70% of the game. Seemed like he was on the rink the whole time, even though he was wearing 2 skates, and then he scores the winner. That was a pretty big show from him.
Give an assist to whoever lent him the skate.
Yeah.
You may not get it back.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
right. That's right.
Great
Absolutely.
individual effort. He really put his mark on this game. First of all, great pass to Kraft for the
Right.
first goal.
Right.
And then flying down the left side, cuts back into the middle, shoots across the grain. That's a world-class goal by a world-class player right there.
Absolutely. Talk a little bit about the physicality. I mean, we saw a lot of physical play here. And one of the things that we heard from Kraft in an interview last night, and I mean, he came out and said that we want to piss him off. He said they're hot-headed, we want to piss them off. And they stepped into the body a couple of times, and you could see the Sting players looking for penalties and weren't getting the calls. Referees let it go both ways. So I'm not saying that they missed anything, but that was part of the game plan.
No, it's big and physical. That's what it should be.
Yeah.
You're in a final right now,
Absolutely.
right? That's what we all love. That's why we go home with bumps and
That's right.
bruises, and when you get to be my age, you're going to miss that.
That's
right.
that's true.
Is that not
But
true,
again,
Jimmy?
It
Is
was
that
all,
not true?
you know
You know what I
very
mean?
much so.
You won a battle. You
But
won
again,
a battle.
It was Scooter Vaughn, because one of those big hits that really set the tone
Yep.
was the Sting player flying through the middle. Scooter Vaughn meets him right there, stood
Absolutely.
him right up, and like you said, turns back and looks for a call from the ref, and the ref is shaking his
There
head.
is nothing.
There's nothing there.
No, it's
Yeah.
it's
This
playoff
is championships
hockey.
right
That's
here.
right.
Absolutely.
It's playoff hockey.
So what do you think the Sting need to do different here?
Well, I think that when the game is fast-paced, it favors the Chaos.
Right.
When the Stings settle it down and they get into that dogfight type mode,
Yep.
I think that's their best shot. And obviously, if they get power plays, anytime you get a power play and you get P.J. DiMartino shooting from 20 feet uncontested,
Nothing you
good
do.
luck with that.
Nothing you do.
Okay.
No, that's right.
Well,
That's
we
right.
got to move here pretty quick. We've got Scooter Vaughn waiting, and he doesn't have much time. He's got another game coming up, so we've got an interview with Scooter Vaughn. Let's go to that right now.
He's a phenomenal guy, first of all.
Strong
And-
on his skates.
Yeah, and just a big, strong, great teammate dude, right? Like, and he's going to step up when the time comes, like it is right now. A guy like that is going to step up and he's going to make a play, and he did. He made 2, and it's 2-1.
Yep, and I'm going to tell you, this game is absolutely crucial for the Sting.
Right,
You
I agree.
don't want to go down 3-1 to a team like the Chaos. You've got to do everything you can, play an incredibly disciplined game right now, try to get the first one and build on it, because coming back from 3-1 would be very, very difficult.
Okay.
Hard to do.
I think we've got the interview now. Let's give it another shot. See if we can get there. Maddie, you there?
You're good. We're not on.
All right, I'm here with hero of Game 3, Scooter Vaughn. Scooter, you did that with 2 different skates. What happened there?
It blew out on me in the corner there during the start of the second period. So luckily, a great teammate, Lucas Burgo, let me borrow his left skate, and it kind of worked out.
Nice, that's awesome. That's what teammates do. Here, it looked like you guys were trying to be a little more physical to get in their heads and get them off their game. Is that what you're going to keep doing in Game 4 here?
I mean, I'm a bigger guy out there. I'm going to have a physical element to my game, so I'm going to keep doing that, and that's how I've been playing all season.
Nice shot. Good luck. Continue going.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys.
Studio here. We've got another game coming up really quick. So we're going to send you right upstairs for the second game action here in the PIHA Pro Finals. Take it away, Logan.
Well, thanks to the guys down in the studio, and a big shout out to Matt Levine going to talk to Scooter Vaughn for us. Vaughn now made his way back out onto the floor. He's sitting on the bench alone, hanging out there while the next goaltender warms up. Looks like it is going to be Andrew Patrico coming out for the Chaos. Time is ticking down in the halfway period. I'm joined once again by Joe Oria. Joe, definitely Scooter Vaughn, the story of game one, and yet another close battle, but he was involved in both of the scoring plays. He had the assist over to Kraft to open up the scoring, and of course, as we talked about several times, he had that blowout with the skates. Looks like he's got a matching pair out there now. There seems to have made some sort of switch. I don't think he's got that mission skate on anymore.
No.
No, it still seems to be mismatched. Maybe we just found another pair that's closer to his size.
Could be.
We got another 2 minutes put up on the board here, so just a couple minutes away from game 4. And coming up next in this next game, something happening from the stands here. From the first score of the game, we're going to have something that's new here to PIHA. This is what they call a tease in the business, but we're going to have a little stop and play. You'll see what I'm talking about when it happens after the first goal. But more to come. We'll take another look at the highlights from game 1 again in just a second. And I'm getting another note in the YouTube chat here. I'll get to that in just a second as we take another look at the pivotal moments of game 1. And there was that dish from Vaughn. Tyler Kraft started the scoring here. This was the power play goal that came off of the too many men penalty. That was the save rather by Pugliese, but it was a power play goal where the Sting were able to even things up. There's another look at the mismatched skates after Vaughn had that blowout, and here comes the power play goal. Halverson over to DiMartino. The lone score, so no even match goals for the Sting in that one.
Nice save by Parapesco.
Gets a little tap from Cafone. And here was the game winner. I love this move.
Me too.
Look at that. It just gets that ever so slight moment of hesitation to get Parapesco off his mark. And once again, appreciate all the viewers out there chiming in on the YouTube chat, helping us tell the story of this game. Seems to be some emphasis on the notion that Tyler Kraft is playing injured. Or playing hurt. They say playing hurt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're either in, or they ask you, are you injured or are you just hurt?
Yeah. No, he's playing hurt.
Yeah.
You
Still playing.
You get to this point of the series, and the deeper it gets, Logan, you're going to pick up some nicks. You're going to pick up some bruises. You're going to pick up some pulls here and there. I'm sure Kraft, that probably came last night because he was just playing in a lot of physical battles with the Sting players because he's motivated to beat this team. And so those things happen. You get tied up on the boards, and you zig when you should have zagged, as the old John Madden would say. Rest in peace, and sometimes just pulls that groin a bit. But of course, most importantly, we'll take a look at the goaltending changes. Brandy is back in net for the Sting for game 4
Both
against
teams.
Patrico.
Yep. Is that the matchup we had last night? I think it is.
Exactly.
The exact same matchup. Both teams making the switch for the second game of the night. And the officials get set. It's Vaughn, Moali, Schultz, and Baldiaz out there for the Chaos against Tiefenworth, DiMartino, Matos, and Pascali.
As Scooter Vaughn takes it behind the net. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Roller Planet on YouTube and Instagram. Of course, also the PIHA Instagram at @the_PIHA. Got YouTube as well.
Vaughn's got it. Parked in his office. Gives it to Baldiaz. Martino getting a shove in there as Baldiaz goes almost unencumbered right in front of the net. Sting got to remember to stay on point instead of being focused on the extracurriculars there. Baldiaz very easily just needed just a little bit of an opening, and he could have gotten the advantage for his team there. DiMartino roofs it. Man, God, that was quick. What a shot.
Yep.
And now you see flying onto the floor, being pelted with socks. This is just another event that the Professional Inline Hockey Association does different than anyone else in the industry. Thanks to the Pikes Peak Roller Derby's help. See, this is their version of the teddy bear toss. PIHA fans piling up on the floor with brand new socks. Those socks are going to be donated to local homeless shelters in hopes that the league and the Pikes Peak Roller Derby can make a difference within the Colorado Springs community. And there's some of the Roller Derby girls, or ladies, the athletes I should say, out there helping collect, along with some of the...
Well, it's also important to know, Logan, that socks may seem like such a minor thing, but especially if you're homeless and trying to survive, the last thing that you're really thinking about is what's exactly covering your feet under your shoes, and it's a sanitary thing more than anything. You can really avoid a lot of those weather-borne, whether it's infections, whether it's other medical ailments, frostbite being a huge contributor to a lot of medical issues among those who are unhoused, and this is a great cause for PIHA.
Shout out to the Pikes Peak Roller Derby members out there. And by the way, if you want to check out any of the matches from Pikes Peak Roller Derby, we do live stream those here on Roller Planet. You can check out previous matches now. We've got another one coming up next weekend, so be sure to tune in for that. Love showcasing all roller sports here on Roller Planet. Roller Derby definitely being one of our favorites.
Yep.
Face-off won by the Chaos as play resumes. And also shout out to the fans for participating in that. That's really awesome to see.
That is.
Draft, back pass to Cafone.
That's one thing you got to give the Pepsi Roller Sports Arena credit for, is making it basically a minor league atmosphere, as you were mentioning on last night's broadcast. Just make it fun.
And why not help out while you can? Make a difference in your community. Pascali did a great job knocking that away and picking that puck up.
I want to see a lot more of Kyle Novak in this game.
And he couldn't stop scoring last night.
If he can get into this game and have a performance, I mean, that's the difference between Chaos going up 3-1 versus an even series. But Sting are just with a 1-0 lead. Fine, just sitting behind their nets.
Pascali's going to circle back on the other end of the rink. You got two Sting members circling. And DiMartino says he's finally had enough of that. Comes off for some fresh legs. Chaos keeping the man coverage tight as we wait for some action behind the Sting net. And finally taken back out, but dished right back. Here comes Pascali. Pressured by Cafone. Pascali, man in the middle, shot, score! Max Halverson goes low and goes in. Tied again. 1-1. Well, that was nice. After a seemingly a lull in the action, just like that, just seconds later. Look at that move. He's got one behind, two in front, gets past them all, gets to Halverson.
Does not miss from there, and basically Pascali just baited them.
That was a heck of a move.
It was. Now Sting have a 2-0 lead.
You are right. No. Okay.
Yeah.
No. No. Okay.
DiMartino scored the first goal.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. Guys, it's been a long weekend. We have gone through a lot of hockey here on Roller Planet. Bear with us.
When did you get up this morning?
I don't want to talk about it.
Well, Roller Planet was on the air since 8 a.m.
Yes, we were, and I can say I didn't leave here till about 3 a.m. last night. But it's been a long weekend, but it's a labor of love, ladies and gentlemen. We're happy to do it. I'm glad I have my partner in crime, Joe Oria, here to keep me honest, keep things accurate here for us. And that one goes all the way back after a collision in the near corner from Cafone. Tying up with Anthony Kozlow. Vaughn gets that over to Kraft, moving with a little bit of speed. Kraft shot up into the netting, deflected off of the stick of Pascali.
Be interested to see how Tyler Kraft moves throughout the series, and it's those first and second gears don't seem to be as impacted if he's hurt, but it's really that final burst of speed that gets impacted.
And I know we got a lot of hockey left to play here in Game 4, but I think one of the things that might have led me to believe that Kaos had a one-goal advantage there. I've seen them play a lot in this building this season, and they're kind of, I guess it might just be their typical game plan, where they're sticking to their plan of hanging out back, waiting for plays to set up. I haven't really had to watch them play in a deficit very much, so could say I'm not used to it. Either way, still a 2-0 game in favor of the Sting, trying to even things up again, just like they did last night in the second game of the evening. Tiefenworth picks that up, kind of giving Matos a little bit of help. Tiefenworth shot, that goes off the shoulder. Might have rolled off the top bar as well, goes all the way back to DiMartino. PJ's got Tiefenworth down low, falls down to his knees, tries to get a shot off. Gets kept out, and it's going to be Baldiaz the other way. He's got Cafone down there. Cafone circles back as Baldiaz comes in. Shot goes up off the glass. Now a fight for it, won by the Sting. Good move through the legs of Baldiaz, but then extra help, reinforcements from Kraft. But it goes back in the Sting's favor, picked up by Baldiaz. A lot of back and forth action. What a move behind the net. And now an odd man rush. Well, they take themselves out of it. Bouncing puck off, glances off the skate, picked up by Novak. Cafone hit the floor in front of the Sting net there. And Baldiaz made a heck of a move behind the net and had a chance to get an odd man rush going the other way, but that sort of cyclical motion that we see from the Kaos kind of took that out of play. Now glancing puck off the boards, chased down by Mullally. Played out by the Sting netminder. Here's Halverson. Poke attempt. Don't know if...
It's like Patrico kicked his net off.
Yeah, he did. I don't know if he actually got a stick on the puck. He definitely got it on Halverson's stick, but in doing so, his left leg kicked his goal out, and that is why we have a stop and play. Yeah, he did. He's playing the puck there.
You could see that Halverson too was trying to do his patented sweep from right to left where he basically just throws his stick and makes his blade parallel with the floor as the puck's out of play.
Kozlow battling with Schultz and Novak on that one. Halverson out there with Kozlow, Healy, and Pascali, who's going to take the face-off against Schultz. Won by the Chaos. Kraft collects it. 5 to go here in first period of game 4. Pascali hanging out with Kyle Novak way down low. Now Schultz comes with some speed along the near boards, coming over the middle. He's got Vaughn down there with him, leaves the puck though. Healy's got to turn on the Jets as he pokes it ahead. He's got some space here, takes a shot, bounces off the side, loose puck picked up by Schultz. Kraft calling for it. Got a chance here, but Vaughn going to send it back as the boys circle back out of the zone. I feel like Kraft wanted to go there. Sort of giving him the head nod, saying, yo, we got the position here. Credit to the Sting for sort of pushing him off that chance. Now Vaughn coming back over the middle, and he goes right into the net. No harm done, though. Now Halverson shoves Schultz to the ground after they tie up in the near corner. And Schultz, yeah, you're going to the box, buddy. He just tossed Halverson's stick over, and he's going to send them both. I can definitely tell you what Schultz did. I don't know why they're going to send Halverson too. I mean, maybe it's just because of the retaliation. That's how it goes in hockey. They very likely won't call the first one. They'll call the retaliation.
He hit him
got
and
the
then
stick. Yep.
And he just threw it right over.
Halverson is short a twig, and he will sit without one in the box. We'll see if we can get a member of the staff to go fish that out, and someone does. It comes back over top of the glass. Shout out to the crew member for getting that. Going to get the assist from teammate Justin Favillaro. And both men will sit. You don't really see that a lot from Halverson, kind of losing composure there. He's normally one of the cooler heads from what I've seen.
What I'm thinking too, Logan, they probably wouldn't have taken them both off if Schultz hadn't thrown his stick.
Yeah, I don't know. They may not have called anything, but then once that happened, they said, you know what, we're going to give it to you both. There was something there for everybody, so you will share the time in the sin bin.
I think that's ultimately the right call here.
Chaos bring it back the other way. That is picked up by Matos. DiMartino skating over the puck. Novak's down there with him. Here's Pascali. He's got DiMartino and Favillaro. Pascali to Favillaro, and what a great look. Just goes just ever so slightly wide. It seems like every time the Chaos goaltender goes down, that net seems to move back. DiMartino trying to dish out the middle, and good stick by Novak knocks that chance away. But Sting threatening.
Gosh, it feels like the Chaos are they're sluggish right now.
Yeah, the pacing seems odd to me, being down by 2. I mean, again, lots of hockey left to play. Still a lot of conservative skating out here. DiMartino is going to turn on the Jets. He'll come, and he's got a little bit of room cut off, though, by Baldiaz. Good move by DiMartino, trying to get around. He gets tripped and falls on his face. His face comes in contact with Cafone's stick. Now, dish from Tiefenworth even over the middle is broken up and knocked all the way back for Pascali to pick up.
They still can't get off the rink. Chaos still can't get off the rink. That's probably also why they're just looking a little sluggish right now. They can't shoot the puck down or can't get enough control
And now,
to get those guys on.
And now that they make a change, here comes some speed from Pascali. That's what he was waiting for. Novak moved him off the puck. Pascali, man, I thought for sure he was going to crash right into the net. He redirects immediately. DiMartino making the move, knocked out by Cafone. Good stick. Valdez gloves that down. He's got it now. Shot too high, bounces off the back of the net. Kraft back there with Kozlow. Dangling in the front. It's Kozlow. That goes too high. Wide, bounces back. Picked up by Kraft. Kraft back there with Valdez, playing it off the boards. Valdez is going to go. Say Valdez. That beard threw me off. That is Novak.
But also, gosh, it's tough to get P.J. DiMartino off the puck. I still remember this highlight. It was 2017, and the last time the IIHF had roller hockey is Scooter Vaughn trying to make something of it.
What a move back over the middle. Going low, kept out.
It was the last time IIHF had roller hockey, and P.J. DiMartino went coast to coast, and none of the players could take the puck off of him. And Scooter Vaughn trying to inspire the Chaos a bit. They've come out flat, in my opinion, in this game 4. They really had the opportunity to.
Vaughn again, that shot up, deflected off the stick of Pascali. I did like Vaughn's attempt there. It seemed like Brandy's right leg pad was kind of stuck in his own net. So nice little opportunity to try to wedge the puck in. Brandy keeps it out. Those big mission pads.
Yep.
1 minute to go.
Vaughn's trying to inspire his team and trying to push them along. They got a whole half to go, but they got to have more than 4 shots on net to worry Steve Brandy.
Vinny Cafone out there for the Chaos once again, his second shift of the night. Got Schultz, he's got Kraft. Vaughn's out there. Here comes Halverson. Got 2 out front. There's a chance. Shot, score. Oh, my goodness. But again, okay, so Batrico, he goes down, he splays out, and then, lo and behold, the net comes loose again. And one of the Sting you saw, looking back at the official, I don't know if it's intentional. I certainly don't want to make that assumption, but that shot did deflect right off the side of the net. You move the net just a couple inches one way or the other, and that can have an impact on plays. And it was, Batrico was untouched there.
Also with goaltenders, they're using the post to push off. Some of them are. And what happens is these goals just move. They don't have anything really locking them in.
There's a shot. Big glove save by Batrico on that one.
So what happens is when you use, he's got roller flies on too, so he's trying to use the right post to push off. And what happens is that post just moves when he pushes off of it and ends up creating some issues here. But just taking a look at the replay, right after that, he just ends up staying as square as he can. I don't know if that puck was going to trouble him. It was going to end up being on net, but you know what? You might as well glove it, and better safe than sorry.
Now 2-on-1 chance. Schultz gets that over to Novak. Cut off by Halverson, the diving attempt. Novak keeps it though. Now Schultz, he's got Vaughn right out front. Frustrated by Matos. Matos still on his back. And in the waning seconds, Kraft calling for it, goes right into the abdomen of Brandy. Sucks that up, and time runs out. Period 1 is done here in game 4. The Sting up 2-0. There's the PIHA Volunteers keeping the crowd entertained, throwing out some swag. And now it's Chuck-a-Puck time.
Here we go.
Let's take a look at the highlights while the crowd participates in some Chuck-a-Puck action. And that was an early look by Valdez. See, the defenders caught up in their individual matchups there. Valdez skated almost uncontested out front, and that one could have spelled an early disaster for the Chaos. And there is
Nice work by PJ DiMartino.
love that shot going high there. Yep.
And then just another one again, Pascali to Halverson. We've probably said that a million times over the years. And Patrico has been good, but they just made the right thing. And just look at this. Again, Halverson shoves Schultz, and then Schultz just throws Halverson's stick.
Yeah, and I don't really agree with the offsetting penalties. I mean, and there was that last attempt that was where Patrico knocked the net back and a shot kind of just went off to the side. But that offsetting penalty there, I think it was Schultz. He went to the ground holding Halverson's stick, so he was holding it already, and that very well could have been the reason why Halverson normally keeps his composure, but got a little frustrated there and let Schultz know it. Then Schultz throws it over the stick. Usually, at least, I mean, if you want to call offsetting penalties, they're fine, but throwing the stick out of the rink, I mean, that's easily an unsportsmanlike call there. And, you know, I know officials don't, especially here in the playoffs, don't want to be the reason for any particular impact on the game, at least not normally. But I don't know how that comes away with offsetting penalties, but that's where we're at.
I think it's more about the tone of the game compared to the mechanics of the penalties themselves.
Yeah, and you're probably right. That's something we see a lot in hockey, and you know, as a fan and as an announcer, you know, it's my job to sort of translate what's going on out there, and it just sometimes I find it difficult. Again, as an announcer and a fan, you know, the rules are the rules, enforce the rules. You know, the picking and choosing in hockey, and we see it all over the sport, at all levels. And people will disagree with me. That's fine, but I feel like, you know, a rule's a rule. If it's broken, it's broken. It should be called as a penalty. But I'm no official. I'm just here. You know? I didn't make this world. I just live in it, as I like to say.
Hey, you know what? But it's funny as you get it in some sort of strange way. Because if you ask it on their face, okay, why are there sometimes penalties that aren't called, even if they're seen, even if they're witnessed? You just go, well, it's because of the flow of the game. They'll tighten their calls when it's starting to emotionally get out of control. And then they'll kind of loosen the belt if people. That's the one thing I really like about this series is, yes, there's a lot of extracurriculars, but it's within the spirit of a Founders Cup final.
Yeah, it is playoff hockey.
One thing that you don't really see and you haven't seen, and I hope we don't see this series, is really anything dirty. You know what I mean? It's just tough-nosed hockey, which is what we all want to see.
Agreed, and Chaos win the face-off here at the start of the second period. Now, no matter what happens at the end of this game, we will have a Game 5 tomorrow, since things ended in wins for both teams. It is, at this point, a best-of-5 series.
And I think the question's going to be, Logan, are the Sting going to hold on and guarantee a Game 6 and then shorten the series to a best-of-3 tomorrow?
And that Game 5 will start at noon Mountain Time. Of course, you can find it right here on Roller Planet, as well as the Game 2 from the minors and the semis. Now there's another look. And again, the net comes off. Just makes me wonder. I mean, you know, maybe it's an ice goalie thing. You know, and you're right. You said it earlier. That is a big difference in between ice hockey and roller hockey. There's nothing securing that net to the floor. You got, they call them moorings, but you got devices that keep the ice goal connected into the floor, and so ice goalies are able to shove off with their skates and kind of direct themselves in the crease. See it again. Watch that back leg. Yeah, I mean, he's untouched. He's doing it himself, and it's. I think I asked you the question in one of the earlier games. Have you ever seen a goaltender get penalized for possibly delay of game there?
I certainly haven't.
Yeah, neither have I, but
I've seen the referees give some choice words, but no penalty from certainly what I can remember.
And I'm not saying the guy deserves one. I'm just asking the question. It just seems to happen a lot, and you keep having stops and play because of it. Here's Max Halverson. His shot goes too wide, bounces up, picked up by the Chaos, who've now got an odd man rush. Shot into the middle, and Vaughn collides with Brandy. He's got some words for, looks like Max Halverson. Brandy loses his bucket on that. He's got to fix the hair before he puts it back on. It appears to be okay. We'll take another look. Kraft getting the back check off of Jackson. Right over to Vaughn. Tries to do another move like he did earlier, which is skate over the middle, and it's the heel of Vaughn that kicks the head of Brandy. Brandy having some words with the officials in the crease right now. Seems to be smiling, seems to be okay. No calls have been made. Certainly the head kick not malicious. So I don't know if there would be anything to call. There's Vinny Cafone now. Face-off circle against Pascali. Pascali falls but wins the face-off. Tiefenwerth's got it now, dishes that up.
Oh.
Matos, and now a big hit. Delayed call. Shot and score. Vinny Cafone. You know, he's a power play master, and now we won't even get a power play. I'm going to see who that was that took that hit. That might have been Mullally. He is crawling back to the bench as his team celebrates. Not Mullally. I'm not seeing. He's still on his knees on the bench.
Look at this. So
who's that going to be? It's Baldiaz. It's an awkward. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, I hope he is okay. He is down. Seems to be slowly getting up, and I truly hope he is not dealing with a serious neck injury right now. That looked absolutely terrible.
It did.
And if I had seen that when it happened, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if I'd have shown you that replay. He is holding his head on the bench.
Yeah.
Referee's going to check on him. That was absolutely brutal.
They ended up calling a penalty, you're right, and Cafone ended up cutting to the middle of the rink and scoring and putting the Chaos back in this game, but hopefully Baldiaz is just stung by that a bit. And
he's got his head up, so I'd like to see that. I hope he's not dealing with a neck injury or possibly a concussion. I mean, he went head first into the wall.
Yeah.
That was absolutely brutal. He's checking his chin, might have had a little cut on his chin from his helmet, but play does resume. We'll keep our attention there for now. We'll get you any updates as we find them out. Vaughn gets that from Nick Cafone, met by Schultz. Favalero out there, bringing a little bit of pressure. Vaughn comes slowly. Poke check by Pascali, loses the stick. Vaughn's got a chance, goes low. Kept out by Brandy. Great job protecting the 5-hole there with the stick. And now we're seeing on the Chaos bench, Peyton Baldiaz is standing up. Seems to be collecting himself. He's got his helmet in his hands. Doesn't look like he's coming back anytime soon, at least not yet. I think his coach on the bench is checking on him. He does put his bucket back on.
I believe maybe even the difference for the concussion is that Baldiaz, I believe, wears a mouth guard, which might actually have helped him in this case.
Absolutely. Favalero fans on the pass attempt. Gets beat off the puck by Mullally. Mullally pushes it ahead. And now Schultz has got it. He gets past. He's got a breakaway chance here unless they can close the gap. Shot and score. Derek Schultz.
Wow. Slipped off the hip check there by P.J. DiMartino, and he was all alone. Yeah, Kozlow was chasing him down, but you give Schultz that kind of room, he's going to bury it 9 out of 10 times. What a nice move to the backhand, and puts it to the right side of Brandy. And my gosh, when it looked like at the beginning of the second half the Chaos needed a spark, boy, did they turn it on in the last minute and a half. And they've tied the game in 2 in this game 4.
Here comes Halverson. Leaves it for Pascali. He's got Halverson moving over the middle, creating a little bit of a screen for him. That's Matos. Got Vaughn back there with him. Vaughn circles away. Pascali picks it up. Vaughn calling out some coverage there. Pascali's got Novak in front of him. Sends it back. Teddy Matos. Head fake by Halverson. Doesn't get Schultz to bite. Sting happy to control right now. Back to an even tilt. Here comes Halverson. Moving forward, he gets it past Schultz, or past Vaughn, over to Tiefenworth. That shot into the lower midsection of Batrico. And Valdez, just an update on him. He is standing up on the bench. He's got his helmet back on. He's got his gloves on and stick in hand, so we may see a return if he's good to go. Halverson picks it up. He's got Novak in front. Pascali and Matos on either wall further down rig. All three Sting players, and now one circles back, but all three hanging out in their offensive zone. No, everyone kind of standing up right now. Not a lot of speed going on. Now they turn it on.
Gosh, and you just feel the tension in this arena. And the people who are intently watching.
Tried to dish it over to DiMartino, and he tries to get that over to Halverson. Good job by Novak to break up both, just getting enough stick on it to stop it. Kraft's shot gets deflected out, and Tiefenworth, he's feeling that one. He's going to get back to the bench. He's going on one skate. Here comes Halverson. Makes a good move over the middle. Tries to get it to DiMartino, who was waiting for it in the left dot. Now Vaughn, he's got one man to beat. It's Pascali. Not Pascali, it's Favalero, and gets enough in front of him. Sends that shot down into the pads, and there's a slash up to DiMartino. Kraft puts his stick up in DiMartino's chest. Halverson taking a shot on that one, picked up. And now they're going to get DiMartino for the response.
Just took a penalty, and there might be another one.
Keep slashing at Tyler Kraft. DiMartino clearly agitated. Valdez is out there. Gets it to Novak. He's got Schultz, Vaughn with a lot of space. Kraft at the top. And DiMartino showing his frustration left and right, just throwing himself into bodies. Got to watch out, Kraft. Gets over to Valdez. There's a stick that's going to cross mid-rink, and it will be blown dead according to the rules. And they're going to send them both. And I got to say, you know, first of all, if that's going to be mutual, we'll see. Yep, they're going to send them both. That's deserved. Kraft absolutely slashed right into the chest of P.J. DiMartino, but Martino, no, they're not going to.
No.
They're not. Nope.
They're not.
I swore the ref was signaling Kraft to go, but
no.
Kraft absolutely gets away with one unless he's just trying to plead his case here, but DiMartino not helping his case at all.
And we got Schultz, too, also. We'll take a look at the replay first, but here's actually one of the hooks that didn't get called, and you could see there Halverson just.
That's just a little poke, right?
You know,
that's
it's you. Cynical people can think that he made a meal out of that. That hurts. I'm sorry.
Yep. So I am incorrect. Kraft stays out for the power play. DiMartino takes a seat. Minute 30 power play for the Chaos, with a chance to get their first lead of the game.
Kraft said it in an interview. You got to get these guys upset, and got him into taking a penalty. Probably their best penalty killer, too.
Pascali's got a chance here. He's got some space. Kraft's got to race down to get out in front of him. Making some moves, get through his one, and then he gets knocked down. The shooting attempt goes into the chest of Batrico. Man, what incredible stick work by Pascali. Credit to Kraft, though, for staying with him. And I think that was off the stick of Halverson that started that. Cafone trying to get over the middle. That's broken up. Halverson now try to get a clear here. Goes along the boards. Fed up. Pascali just out of his reach. Kraft's got it now, 30 to go. A minute gone in this power play.
I think the Chaos are forcing a little too much.
Here's Vaughn. Goes over to Benny Cafone. Covered up. Cafone, he is a major factor for this power play unit. He scored on the delayed penalty call earlier. He had a power play goal last night, right? He had a, perhaps that might have been on the 5-4 attempt, but he's definitely a big piece. Spinning, swatting attempt by Pascali. Not enough on it. Cafone's going to take a slap shot. That goes off his leg. Pascali seems unfazed by it. 10 to go in the power play. Cafone switching sides. Now it's Novak down low. Kraft. He's got it as DiMartino comes back. Kraft is going to skate back. The Chaos are going to make a quick change. The power play is over, so that means Cafone's time on the floor is done. Kraft's got it. Now back to that slow play, slow-paced. Standing tall. Very little motion on the floor. And now Schultz is going to skate down low. DiMartino's with him. And we're looking at the puck waiting behind the net. Seems like all the action is happening away from the puck, where skaters are just circling now, trying to create some space. DiMartino trying to stay in front of Schultz. Schultz is going to give him a tap in the back of the head. Those two guys have been going at it all game. Now they're sharing words as Novak takes the puck and skates. He's got Kozlo right in front. Tries to put it over the middle for Vaughn. Vaughn watching his man, which is DiMartino. Doesn't see the puck come out. And DiMartino's got it. Over to Kozlo. 3-on-3. Tyler Kraft able to knock it away, but it goes in the wrong direction. And Vaughn picks it up. 3 to go. Halverson in front of the net.
Kozlo's upset that he couldn't do more with that one-on-one opportunity.
Good job by Kraft knocking that out of his hands. Schultz sends it over to Vaughn, who's now going to move the puck.
Sting playing a soft man forecheck. They don't want to give anything up, but unfortunately for them / the viewers at home, it just means that the Chaos are just going to sit behind their net.
Yeah, doesn't make for the most exciting thing to watch, but they're playing chess, not checkers out there. Now Mullally's got a little bit of a step on Matos, but again, circles back. They're poking, looking for some chinks in the armor.
Now, I know the rules committee in PIHA has been examining some changes to this rule too, because what Kraft will do, because it gets counted down, right? And then sometimes he'll take that puck just slightly over the goal line and bring it right back.
I don't know if Kraft saw him, but Novak for a second there was rushing towards the net. Ends up circling back. DiMartino was on him, but he had some space there. It's been about almost 2 full minutes of this.
Yeah.
And well, this is just the reality of the game. It's how it's played at the highest level. Novak's got it as Kraft comes up. He's out there with Vaughn and Mullally.
Now the fans are getting irritated.
Can't say I blame them.
No. Eventually they got to count them down.
Yep, 1 minute to go. And you know what I think they're really doing here is they're trying to chew the clock up, so just in case they...
It's like basketball.
Yeah, they're going to take some attempts here as the clock winds down, and just in case they do get that goal advantage, they're not going to give the Sting a chance to come back, pull their goaltender, and have a 5-on-4 chance, which they did score on earlier. Yeah, and the crowd really letting them have it now.
Oh, yeah. Crowd are about to turn against Chaos. Oh, yeah. Crowd's turning against them, you could tell. And
Well,
you know, the Sting being perennial finalists, I'd hardly say they're known as America's sweethearts, but
Now time ticking down. Here is Novak. He comes in and comes to the middle, pushes it out. And one of the Sting players laying down, creating an extra layer of defense. 2 seconds to go, and boy, well, not much to talk about in the last
it's about
3.5 minutes.
3 minutes of nonsense. But this is that's exactly what the what the rules committee at PIHA are looking at, because they see this and they're just as infuriated as we are,
And
quite frankly.
I was going to say right there, the Chaos have a big chance here if they can win the face-off and get a quick shot on goal, but Brandy was ready for that. Mullally chopping at the puck, sends it in low. We're going to keep it here up in the booth. We're going to take a look at the goals so far in this game. Got some extra hockey coming your way. This was on the delayed penalty. This is Vinny Cafone. Good job using the shoulder. Keep the puck, get past Pascali. Breaking the shutout there, and then a good move by Schultz. Getting some space, and the backhanded shot beats stick side of Brandy, and that's how we got to this tie game.
So East Coast Commissioner Anthony Flynn right now is talking to the officials, and I think he's complaining the same way we are. I think he feels that the officials are not enforcing the rules in the way that they should, because they should be counting them down a little bit more aggressively.
Well, I haven't heard any countdowns out there. In the
No.
lower leagues, we definitely did. We saw teams trying to delay the pucks. Now DiMartino having some words with Tyler Kraft out there.
But they're playing within the rules.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Like
the
if
thing.
the officials aren't going to enforce them, then what's the point in having them?
Well, you say enforcing the rules. I don't know which. I mean, in round robin play, and when we're playing under a tight schedule here tonight. This is the last game of the night, and it's also at the highest level in the final series of the season for these teams. So, I mean, I can't cite the rule where it says the refs have to count them down if they're just holding on to the puck. That's certainly not something that we've seen. It's a strategy that the Chaos have relied on all year long. Now here's Schultz with a chance. Shot blockered out. This is sudden death. Next goal will win.
And it's a huge overtime for the Sting. They don't want to go down 3-1 in this series.
We'll play a full 12 minutes. Even strength, 4-on-4 hockey. That's the playoff rules. DiMartino's got it. Gonna circle back. Backhanded pass for Halverson. Now Pascali. Shot too high. Halverson gloved down by Baldiez. Thought Halverson might get a shot on it. Tiefenworth's got it now. Tiefenworth along the near boards. Backtracking. All the way back down for PJ DiMartino. 1 minute gone here in the extra period. Pascali still out there. Over the middle, gets through the legs. No, he does not. That goes deflected by Kraft. Kraft's got a stick tied up by Pascali. Vaughn trying to dig it out. And here's a chance for Baldiez. Can't quite handle it. We'll see. Shot up and into the rafters. Baldiez still makes something out of it. Very dangerous deflection. And the Chaos that close to putting a bow on this one.
Nice work again, just a bouncing puck that Baldiez had a fight. He ends up doing a good job of, puts it right at the shoulder of Steve Brandy. And he ends up just wiping down his crease a little bit.
Doing a quick mop up.
Yep.
Yep.
Also a veteran move, I would say.
Keep the wheels dry so you're not slipping unintentionally. Now again, last time we saw a face-off near the Sting net resulted in a very quick shot, but the Sting do win it. And Martino overcomes the pressure from Mullally. Mullally not letting DiMartino get too far, more than a stick's reach away, although now he changes his attention over to Pascali, brings that back for Halverson.
see the high cycle here at the red line. It's one of the main differences between inline hockey and ice hockey is ice hockey tends to cycle low in the offensive zone. And you see here with the Sting, they actually are cycling high. They're cycling at the red line because there's no offsides. So a big difference there if you're watching at home. You want to see some of the subtle differences of the game. And these are the players doing it at the highest level.
The Sting are probing here. Had a little bit of a push forward, comes all the way back down. Now they're taking a page out of the Chaos book, and we're getting some more chirps from the crowd. I don't think these veterans out there are going to be bothered too much by it. They're going to play their game. Here's Pascali. He's moving up, and Halverson shaking his head, wondering what was going on through the mind of his teammate. Is that here's Pascali, though, and that broken up by Cafone. Yeah, Halverson certainly not ready for the pass, and it seemed to be off its mark. Halverson keeping his eye on Nick Cafone as DiMartino staying with Tyler Kraft, and Scooter Vaughn waits.
But I see also one of the differences too is that the Sting feel confident in their speed breaking out a lot more than the Chaos do, but they're doing it well right now. Nice poke check by Pascali.
DiMartino comes across slowly. Novak got his twig on it, but now Halverson's got it. Sends that all the way back, and Pascali's going to have to get it. I'm not getting any notion from the referees on these delays behind the net that they're going to do anything about it. Pascali kept outside, can't get the shot attempt off. Battle along the near boards picked up by Favalero. He tries to put a hit on a Novak, and that ends up sending him to the ground. Now, here's Kraft. He's got Vaughn with him. Back pass for Baldiez. Baldiez shot, blockered away. And Patrico is going to come out to corral it. Kraft's got it. Schultz was down low. He's circling back out. That's the nearest thing we've seen to a scoring opportunity for the Chaos in a minute. Novak got that down to Schultz. Schultz couldn't quite get a blade on it. Here's Baldiez. Baldiez leaves the puck, and now a turnover. Tiefenworth's got it. DiMartino right behind him.
Oh.
Going high, just a little off the mark.
I think that hit the post.
Baldiez makes a move to get around. Shot and score, that's the game. Baldiez calls it.
Wow.
The Chaos go up 3-1 in the series in dramatic fashion off the stick of Peyton Baldiez, keeping himself in this game after that tough hit into the boards where he fell head first, had to come out of the game, but now plays the role of hero. Celebration for the boys in green and black.
Wow, what a great effort by Baldiez. And he called game, and probably one of the biggest focal points of this series, one of the biggest fulcrums of this series. This is huge, because now the Sting are up against it. Their backs are against the wall, Logan, and they got to win 3 games tomorrow, or else it's the Chaos going home with the Founders Cup.
Yep, the Sting have got to take it to 7 if they want to have a chance to take home back-to-back championships. But that is going to do it for us here up in the booth. We're going to send it down to the Roller Planet studio, and for Joe and for Logan, myself, appreciate you guys watching it. Gentlemen, take it away.
Well, trouble for the Snipers here tonight as they lose 2 games, and that's a tough one. You really can't afford either team to lose 2 games tonight. So they're going to best of 7 series right now. The Chaos are up 3-1 with 3 potential games tomorrow. Chaos only need to win 1 of them. So let's talk a little bit about this game, boys. First of all, we got to throw it out there. Peyton Baldias with the game winner, and earlier in the game he took a hit, and it wasn't really a hit. He just tripped over somebody, went head first into the boards.
Head over heels, right into the boards, head first. I'm amazed that he was able to play the rest of the game.
That was as bad as I've ever seen it. I thought we got to get him off the rink, and then he was good. He was good. And not only did he score the winning goal, but he had a lot of energy at the end. Skating up and down the rink. He had 3 or 4 different chances there before he finally buried it. And of course, he is the Energizer Bunny, is kind of how he plays. But at the end of the game like that, so let's talk a little bit about that game. We started off with the Snipers scoring the first 2 goals. They came out with all the energy.
It was going the way this thing needed to go. I mean,
the Sting,
They had P.J.D. Martinez scores a world-class goal.
Beautiful.
Billy Pascali sets up Halverson. He takes 3 people to him, sets up Halverson. It's 2-0. The big guns came out, and they were in control. The Chaos had very few shots the first 6-7 minutes of the game.
Right.
And to their credit, the Chaos stuck with it. Took a little more back, a little more control, and they turned the tide. And by the way, it wasn't even the big guns. I mean, you talk about, Baldias there with incredible effort, but you also had Vinny Cafone and Derek Schultz with the individual goal there.
Again, another energy guy, right? Like, they're not going to stop. The games are long, and Jay, you can attest to this. Like as a coach, like, hey. Let's just keep building. Let's play the game. Keep playing. They went up too early, but the game. I know it seems like little 12-minute periods. The games are long, So if you keep playing the game the way you play the game, right, Jay? You can still jump back into it.
Yeah. No. Sting jumped out. They got the 2-0 lead, and you could just see that the Chaos were a little flat. And then the Baldias incident happens, and then the play continues. I mean, credit to the refs for allowing the play to continue, because that's they come down, they get the goal, and then the Chaos get a little bit of energy. They catch another one, and they're up. They tie the game 2-2, and they had the momentum. But I just felt like the Chaos didn't have the energy that they did the first game, and the Sting came out. They got the jump, but then it's just. Sometimes when you give good shooters chances and good teams chances, they're going to take advantage of them.
Yeah. Well, listen, we've got an interview coming up with Peyton Baldias. I'm looking forward to seeing what he has to say. So let's throw it over to Matt Levine. Matt, you there?
Who scored the game winner? And here we are with Peyton Baldias, scored the game winner. After going hard under the boards, how are you feeling?
A little sore, but when it goes in the net, it makes the pain go away a little bit. So just glad to get the win.
Yeah, it was a big-time shot on that. What'd you see there coming down?
I got one a couple shifts before, and I went short side. And I think I'd shot there twice already, so I told myself if I got in again, I'm going to go to the glove. And I saw him kind of drop it a little bit and got lucky. I think it nicked his shoulder maybe, but we'll take it.
It was a big-time shot. So the Sting are going to come out and play their toughest game here. What are you guys going to do to counteract it? Are you changing anything?
No, I think the message to the guys is we're gonna show up in the morning like we're down 3-1, and we're gonna play hard too, thinking every game's an elimination game. So one shift at a time, but we know they're gonna come out. We'll get their best. Hopefully we'll match it.
All right, Peyton. Good luck tomorrow. Thank you very much for your time.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Okay, so we've got some highlights from that second game, I believe. So let's take a look at some of those highlights and talk about them. Jay, you want to get us started?
Yeah, we'll do it. Like we talked about, Sting come out. They get the jump. DiMartino comes in. Just a great move. Gets the goalie down and finishes top shelf. I mean, great first goal. And then, they come down, finish again. Halverson goes low after getting the great pass from Pascali. So the Sting got the jump. They came out quick, fellas, got the 2-0 lead. And then, credit to the Chaos. This play right here, a little chippy play. Things got a little back and forth and a few penalties there, but nothing really came of it. But I think it kind of energized the Chaos. And then here with Baldiaz, I mean.
That's tough to watch.
We all were looking at each other like, man. But, the refs let it play, and then Vinny Cafone comes down, finishes the play, and that was the energy that they needed, this jump to get on the board. And another great play here by Schultz, good sidestep, comes in, gets the goalie again, one-way backhand finish, and boy, at that point, we just felt like, hey, we got a brand new game here. Both Novak and Kraft making plays, and then the game winner by Baldiaz comes down and finishes. What a turnaround for that guy. Great game by the Chaos. Both teams really played a great game, but the Chaos with the finish in overtime.
Isn't that what championship teams do, though?
And that's a hockey player also.
Oh,
right?
Absolutely. Look at the Chaos here. They get participation from everybody on their roster. Anybody on that team could come up and make a big play. And you saw it tonight when they were down 2-0. These guys just don't stop, and their pushback was incredible.
They look tired. They just look tired, but the heart showed through, and that's what won the game.
It's a long series.
It's a long series. So tomorrow we have potentially 3 games, as few as 1, as many as 3. This is not over. Every game we've seen so far, either team could win.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we've got games starting tomorrow morning at 8 in the morning, championship games in the minor and in the semi-pro division. And then starting at noon, we'll have these pro finals. We're going to finish it all off. Got some great hockey to offer you tomorrow. I hope you come back and join us again tomorrow. Thanks a lot for tuning in today. That's all we've got. Good night.